Mm-hmm. All right, guys, I'm just jumping up here to answer a few questions. I won't be up here long because I know it wasn't planned, but it's been a while since I did a live, so I thought I would just jump up here and see who shows up, answer a few questions, and then the next one will be scheduled, of course. I think I got one question. Let me go ahead and show the question I got so far. CJ Davidson, hey, what's up? What's your thoughts on personal values and professional ethics? The thought is it's a necessity. We absolutely need it in our profession. It helps keep things regulated. It helps us as professionals know what to do and what not to do. So I think is very, very much needed, very much required. And I think it's an expectation that every profession has one. So it's not just us, it's pretty much any profession across the board, whether you're working on your counseling license, psychiatry, psychology, everybody has their code and their values that they must uphold and handle. If you had a specific question on how our personal values might conflict with professional values, that's a little different. But based on what you asked, that's the best answer I got for you. All right. Any other questions? And it could be about anything. I know some of you guys are in my community. Some of you guys um, have did one-to-one meetings with me, so you've kind of gotten a chance to connect and talk on that level. But if you have not, and you had something that you've been thinking about, wondering about, or needing support with, let your girl know. Just a few more minutes. I'm not going to hold up everybody's Saturday and be up here for a long period of time, but I definitely wanted to stop by just to answer questions you guys might have. All right, I got Assurance Services says thank you. Kindly throw more lights on substance abuse and its side effects. Not really sure what you mean by that. I'm assuming as in our profession, I guess as it pertains to us in test prep, how does substance abuse impact other diagnoses or side effects that individuals might be facing? And I would say it's heavily impacts them. That's where you have the dual diagnosis, core morbid diagnosing, and all that stuff that comes into play. So yeah, it definitely stands. But again, as social workers, we don't really touch too much on the substance use as it pertains to Sorry about that. As it pertains to us taking the exam per se, it's not like you're taking your CSAC or some type of substance use certification, so it doesn't shine too much light on it, but it is something we need to know and be aware of. A lot of times when working with clients, you want to see if it is the substance that's causing them to behave a certain way and causing a depression or anything else to come to light, or they're depressed and they're using substances to mask the depression. So yes, you definitely have to have some awareness as it pertains to us in this profession. All right, let's see. I got another question here from Olandria Joy Barnes. So you suggested waiting a couple of weeks for my retest after missing the benchmark by 7. Do you suggest restudying entirely or just tweak the weak areas? That's kind of tough because, I have people that come to me all the time. I have people who start my program and work with me and do one-to-one sessions that miss the test by 1. Sometimes I'm like, 1 point, that's not a whole lot. You could, maybe it was just a mindset thing. Maybe you went in there second guessing. We don't know. I do know there are different forms of the test. So when it comes to you saying you missed it by 7, you're under the 10. So maybe 30 days, to me would be a good opportunity to kind of focus on the areas that you maybe didn't do so well, but you would have to have a really good understanding of those areas and what you didn't do well. If you're taking the LMSW exam, for someone to miss it by 7 points, that means you had to already miss 60 plus points on the exam. So that's a lot of points out there that we still left on the table. If you're taking the LCSW, in order to get, if you missed the test by 7 and you missed it by 50 plus points. So I'm kind of looking at the big scheme of things. When I missed the test by 1, that's what someone that I was working with, advising and mentoring me, they were like, you had to miss a whole lot of points to get to that 1. And I never thought about it like that. And I was like, oh, that is true. And I took a while to study and prepare for it. I had different life circumstances, but I would say between 30 and 90 days, if you're missing the test, probably over 5 points, because there's still some things that you really need to focus on and figure out what is it. I've had people who missed the test by 2 points, went back and took it a second time and missed it by 12. So it isn't always just the content in which sometimes it can just be a different type of test. I know the test is focusing on a lot of specific areas that necessarily wasn't being focused on 6 months ago. So there are some different variations and things. So 7 points, I mean, you're in there. That's amazing. I think you can go in there and crush it, but I wouldn't jump in so quickly just to retest if I don't know what I did wrong. So that was my suggestion for you. If you went in and you were stressed out, or you had a lot going on, or you second guessed yourself or overthought some of the questions, then yeah, you can go in there and knock it out. But if you don't know and you're unsure and you're kind of uneasy in certain content areas, and I would say don't rush. I'm just not a big advocate of going in there just throwing my money on the table unless I take that back. I have worked with people who have missed the test by 1 or 2 points, and I said, sign the waiver. And, we filled out the waiver. We're going to take it in 2-3 weeks. But I was steadily working with them, and I knew the reasons why they missed it by the 1 or 2 points. But if I don't know that, I don't want to tell someone to do something, then they don't pass again. And then they're looking like, well, you said. So hopefully that answered. I know that was a long response, but I want to be clear because I've told a lot of people that. So I just wanted to give you some context behind why I share not rushing to retest. All right. You said, I literally felt like I did so well, like I was using your strategy, heard you walk me through it and all, but I was way more confident this time using your strategy for sure. Well, that's definitely a good thing. And I hear people say that all the time. And I always share the wins because oh my God, I have so many people that are winning and passing, like it's unbelievable. But I do have those that haven't got the results that they want. But I work with those individuals really closely. Those in my community, I'm actually coming up with a re-strategizing, a retesting program for those that are kind of not there yet. Most of the people, if I work with them and they haven't passed, they're missing it by less than 5 points, which is amazing in itself. It's showing a lot of growth. And if you're at that point and you're using what you're using, continue to do it because it's working. You just might need to make some tweaks to whatever system or whatever test prep program you're using. I would never tell someone don't use that program. You need to use mine. It's definitely not that serious. I think you can use what you have, but you have to be able to pinpoint it. And I know a lot of other programs don't work with you directly to help you pinpoint what it is you might be doing wrong, or getting a hold of someone and explaining to them your results is probably highly unlikely. So that's the thing. I just don't want you to keep throwing money down the drain, but clearly it's gotten you further. You feel more confident. That's the key. I would keep at what you're doing for sure. You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? That I miss anyone here? I know I'm showing the questions on the screen as they come up. All right, I'm just going to read Landry said, gotcha, thank you. Definitely have some curveballs like topics I didn't most understand. Yes, definitely. And when I tell you, when you're working a program or whatever test prep program you're using, make sure that they are staying up to date with the content. For instance, it's hard to do. So I hear people who take tests pretty much every day. I'm talking to someone that's taking a test. So I know the common things that are on the test, what's up there, creating questions to kind of work with it, working with my other coaches to make sure they're staying up to breast with what's happening. And I hear those topics, LGBTQ plus. I've done topics on that. I just did a very intensive training on research and evaluation. I gave it to a few people that I knew were testing soon, just so they can kind of see if it was what they needed, and gave them everything they wanted as it pertains to that. The verdict is still out because they haven't tested yet. But I'm steadily doing content. I don't always show everything on YouTube because I know a lot of people are on YouTube and they're like, hey, I watch you and I watch all your videos. And YouTube is more of an edutainment, I like to call it, where I'm educating you, but it's some fun, some entertainment to it, versus when you're in a course or a program, it's all business. Like, we're getting this done. We're focusing on this. So that's what I would encourage you guys to do. If you're using a program, make sure that those questions, the LGBTQ plus and all the other stuff, are in the material that you're studying, because those are some things that you're right, they're changing. They're forever changing and popping up all the time. All right. Any other questions, guys? I see a few people join right now, just to kind of let you guys know, if you're just joining and watching, I did not have this plan. I had a little bit of time on Saturday. I've been traveling pretty much every Saturday this summer, so I had some time to jump on here. I didn't plan it so more people can join because I wasn't sure what time I had available today to jump on here. Some of you guys probably don't have much questions for me. You might be in the coaching community. Remember, we meet tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Just to give you heads up, we'll be talking about best and most style questions. That's the main focus. I've been hearing that has been kicking some people's butts. So we're going to focus on best and most style questions as it pertains to all different subject areas. So not a specific content area, but those style questions. And that's pretty much it. I don't think anybody else has any questions. I'll stay up here for about another minute or two. But again, like I said, it wasn't planned. I don't have anything specifically that I'm going over. I just wanted to share some love and talk to you guys and answer questions you might have, and providing support in the context of test prep. So just let me know if you are actually testing soon. That might be a good question for you guys. Anybody on here testing within like the next 30 days, and how you feeling? Are you confident, ready, a little uncertain? Where are you at with that? I know one person, I know Olandria, I don't know if you're still up there, but I know you'll be testing again soon. You said possibly within the next 30 days. CJ, I don't know if you're still up here, or Assurance Services. Are you still up here? I think I know who Assurance Services is, but it has, I'm not going to do no guesses. You're ready? Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Any questions for me? I know if Assurance is who I think it is, and I know you've gotten all your questions for me already, but let's see. Jennifer Shaw. Let's see, I'm not too familiar, so let me see. Okay, you're a new subscriber and new to the community. Just want to tell you how valuable I find your content. I test on 10/9 and feel pretty awesome. Awesome. That's a good time too. 10/9, we're in August, so you're giving yourself a good solid like 45 days or so, less than 60, but more than 30 to really kind of hone in on some things. One thing I would suggest you do is take a full-fledged 170 question test. It doesn't, I mean, obviously I offer that in my community, but this is really helping you guys. So it doesn't matter where you get the test from, but do a full 170 to really gauge where you are. I think it helps build your stamina, and it also helps build your confidence, and just let you know the areas you need to tweak. If you're getting tired 50 minutes in, then it's like, okay, I need to stand up and take a break. Or you're getting overwhelmed, when you get 100 questions in, you're tired and don't feel like moving forward. At least you'll have some awareness of that before going into the testing site, so you can make a decision on how you need to strategize and take the test. All right, so I hope that helps you out a little bit, Jennifer. And I see you. Assurance Services says, you know me. Yes, I know exactly who you are. Always using your code name. All right, let's see. And I think you said, you just did the ASWB practice and missed by 6, but you need to focus on. Okay, awesome. That's really good. Now, when you take the ASWB, and if you took the one that they actually provide on the website, it's a full 170. So you mean you missed 6 out of all the questions, or you were 6 away from the score you needed to be? Because just missing 6 out of that test is like phenomenal. Like, I would go take the test tomorrow, see if they got one available, if that's the case. That question was for Jennifer. I don't know if she, if you can hear me or not, but I was just trying to get some clarity on it. I just did it. Yeah, you said you missed it by 6. You missed by 6. So I didn't know if you missed 6 points total or missed by 6 points for the score you needed. That's what I was trying to get some clarity on. Oh, 6 from the needed 107. Okay. All right. I think that is probably well, you have until October, so that's good. You have plenty of time to fix and tweak some of the areas. I would say you're doing that now in August, maybe again in another month. So today is August the 23rd, maybe around September the 23rd. You're still about 2-3 weeks before the test. I would do another 170 to make sure that you really kind of got where you need to be score-wise. Because you could definitely take different tests off of different websites and different places to get a different type of style and question base. So it doesn't matter what type of question they throw at you, you're pretty prepared and you understand it and know it. But being a little bit for 107, I always tell people that I work with, I like them to be at least 5 to 10 points above what the expectation is, because you're going to get nervous, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get stressed out, your nerves are going to get the best of you in some things, you might second guess. So you want to account for those easy points that you're going to naturally miss just because it's a test. And we just have some anxiety when it comes to that. So if you need a one set, if you're scoring somewhere around a 110, 115, then you're in a really good space. So that's what I would kind of aim for. If you're 6 points away, you still have some time to really work on that. Let's see, Eugene, you asked what my phone number is. The best thing is if you're in the community to send me a message or either email me. I respond to all messages and all emails. Some people have asked me specific questions. I believe you have, Eugene, and I responded to you. So if you check your email or your messages, that is one thing you guys can bet on. If you send me a message, you schedule with me or something, I'm going to communicate with you. I'm really big on, following up and communicating with people. So if you schedule with me and if you schedule with me and you missed the schedule and you didn't show up, then the likelihood of me meeting with you again is probably slim to none. But that doesn't happen too often. But I know you asked for my phone number on here, Eugene, and it's pretty much my private practice number. For those, a little bit about me, I have my own private practice and I use that number for clients. I try not to mix the two, but that is the number I typically call from. So if you need me to absolutely talk to you or call you, then just send me a message in the community. The top right-hand corner, there's a message box that says chat. You can chat me directly and you can give me your number and I can call you. I do have a little bit of time today. Probably won't be able to do it tomorrow, but today I should be able to fit some time in and call. Or I'm going to put it in the chat. You can email me at Ariza at coachingtheelite. Elite.com. I just put it inside of the chat box. I'm going to actually show it on the screen. Yeah, so if you need to get a hold of me, that's the best way to do is to email me or message me in the community. All right. I don't see any other questions that I might have missed. So that is pretty much it. Some of you see the number of people showing up. We've been up here for about 18 minutes. So I plan to stay up here for less than 30. So if you have a question or something that needs to be answered, maybe someone else has that same question, please feel free to message it. If it's more of a personal thing, then obviously I won't message here, but I'll get back to you. But yeah, I appreciate a few of you that showed up here because it definitely wasn't expected. So I know you guys are either studying on YouTube, watching a video, doing something where you saw the alert or something pop up. I was like, oh, she's up there. And that's what it was intended for. I didn't have it planned. I didn't want to be bombarded with a lot of questions and a lot of people, but I definitely wanted to show some love and let you guys know I'm here. I'm accessible. If you have questions, I can answer them and all that good stuff. All right, Eugene, so I'll be looking forward from a message from you. And once I jump off here, if you're available, I probably will reach out to you then. I know you're studying, but I know who you are. So I know you should be cutting off your studying. Probably today should be your last day of studying, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely tomorrow afternoon. But like I told you, you could be up here teaching the material like me. So I'm not even sure why you're studying, but I'm not sure why you're up here studying. But all those people, speaking of that, when you pass that test, I got a shirt for you. I have on the side a whole bunch of merch. Some people have been asking me for it. So I have you guys probably can see it. And Miss is LCSW vibes, and I got my little hat and stuff. But I got some merch for those of you that passing. It's LMSW and LCSW established, and the little sign and stuff is pretty cool, pretty dope. So I'm excited. Those that have worked with me directly, I'm gonna make sure I mail y'all out some shirts. My husband probably hears me in the back and is like, "What? And she mailing shirts? She working me to death." Well, he's gonna mail the shirts. But yeah, so that's gonna be the plan soon. So definitely let me know when you. Well, I'll know when you pass. Just remind me to send you the shirt, because I might forget that part. All right, but it's been a pleasure as always connecting and talking to you guys. I appreciate the few of you that showed out to show some love. If you have any questions, anything for me, please don't hesitate. You can always send me an email. If you joined the community, you can message me there. Those that are members of this actual channel, you keep this channel going. I appreciate you tremendously. You have no idea. It's a small subscription fee. I'm trying to keep you guys loaded with those cheat sheets and those guides. I might be a little bit behind on it, but it's somebody that always holds me accountable. So I'm going to make sure I fill up and give you the cheat sheets for the videos that were just recorded. And I'm going to be doing some lives for you guys specifically, but it's going to be test prep related. So it will be content based, helping you with some of the things that you guys have been messaging me in our little private section on YouTube, telling me what you need. I got you. But thanks again. I hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. And the next one will be sent out in advance so you guys know that I'm up here. Take care.